Thank you, guys. Give it up for your host one more time. Give it up for him. Thank you. Yeah, man. Excited to be here. I recently moved in with my girlfriend. Anyone live with their significant other? Yeah. Some sexually frustrated claps right there. That's good. It's exciting, man. It's a big step, moving in with your significant other. You know, I remember I moved in with my girlfriend. I told my family about it. My mom was like, that's a big deal. Make sure you have your shit together. How are your finances? I was like, wow, that would be great to have finances. I would love that. Who has does debt count? I have a lot of that. I have credit cards, student loans. I mean, I owe the government a fully loaded Camry. But yeah, some things go away when you live together, you know, fun things. Showering together, that goes away entirely. When you're just dating, that's fun. You're like, get in here. When you live together, you're like, don't. I could really use this time, you know, alone. I try to keep the spark alive, though. My girlfriend was in there the other day. I was like, hey, just real quick, I'm going to jump in. She's like, if you get in here, I'm going to burn this house down. I was like, this is good. This is communication. You know, I'm sensing. I respect that, you know. It's not like showering together is hot, you know. I've never been having sex in a bed and thought, you know what would make this better? If one of us was freezing. And the other one was drowning. That'd be great. It's my kink, actually, you know. It's a lot of pressure now that we live together. My parents are like, all right, now pop the question, have grandkids, let's go. I'm like, guys, I just called you the other day to help me make a dentist appointment. You know, I don't know if I could really handle children. These are the same people that warn me about peer pressure. I'm like, this is worse, you know. This is a lot of pressure, you know. They sound like drug addicts trying to get me to have kids. They're like, you gotta try it, man. You never felt anything like this, I swear. I'm like, I just don't think I'm ready. They're like, you'll never really be ready, dude. They're like, you just gotta take the ride, man. I'm like, I'm worried about the cost. They're like, the cost is high, but it's good shit. I think I'd be a good dad, you know. I play catch with my kid. I think that's all you have to do. I don't know how guys, we've gotten away with such a low bar for fatherhood, you know. People will be like, he's such a great dad. Look at him. He plays catch with his kid. I'm like, he could maybe do more, you know. It's like, playing catch, that's the only thing you can do with your kid, by the way, where they're far enough away that you don't have to listen to them, you know? Like your kid's trying to have a real conversation, like, Dad, I'm being bullied in school, help. And you're like, go long. Can't deal with that. It's better living with my girlfriend now. It's nice, you know? Before that, I had roommates my whole life. Just every stereotypical bad roommate. I had the messy roommate, you know, this guy, the nerve of this guy. One day he came up to me, he's like, dude, I'm thinking about getting a cat. I was like, you what? I was like, I clean up after you, you eat my food, you're my cat, okay? If you're bored, I'll get a laser pointer, you know? By the way, stop bringing me dead mice. My girlfriend and I have been together so long, I don't know how to act around women anymore, you know? Like this woman came up to me the other day, probably not even flirting, just being nice. And she was like, that was a great show. By the way, how long have you lived in Chicago? I was like, I panicked, you know? So I pepper sprayed her, you know? I was like, get away from me. I got too much to lose. I can't go back to living with that cat, you know? I can't. We're locked inside for so long, man. Watched a lot of Netflix. Watched that Ted Bundy documentary. Did you guys see that? Yeah? Okay, one guy in the back is like, yes, I'm a fan of his work. So settle down, sir. I got really interested afterwards. I Googled him. This is the real first line of Ted Bundy's Wikipedia page. It says, Ted Bundy was an American serial killer, kidnapper, rapist, burglar, and necrophile. Yeah, I read that, I thought, how did burglar make that list? Serial killer, rapist, necrophile. One guy in the back like, we should be thorough. They're like, Mike, we lost family members. He's like, well, I lost a flat screen. So, stole my Xbox. I just think we should write it down. I'm in therapy now, which is exciting.
Yeah.
This guy's like, fucking nerd. It's nice, you know? I've changed a lot, you know? It's the first thing we had to change was how I talk to myself, my internal dialogue. My therapist was like, that's gotta change. Right now it's just chaos, you know. But now I'm so much more disciplined with it. Now she's giving me all this training. Now I talk to myself the way like an NBA athlete talks to the media, you know. Like my brain's like, that didn't go as planned. What do you have to say for yourself? I'm like, well, it wasn't our night. We're gonna regroup. We look forward to doing better in the future. Anxiety's like a tabloid journalist. Like, some people are saying you might be the worst person ever. What do you have to say? People are entitled to their opinions. We focus on what we can control, you know? Sometimes my brain still throws me stuff I'm not ready for, though, you know? It's like, you've never really thought about it, you might be gay. And I'm like, no further questions. That's my time, guys. Thank you so much. Give it up for your host.
Keep it going for Tyler Horvath, everybody.